Hey guys, Rolando Rodriguez here with xgains.com, where we got workouts that work, eats to satisfy, and everything else you need to reach your lifestyle goals. So today I want to talk about keto snacks. I just made a previous video talking about how in 2021 there are crazy amounts of keto snacks out there, sort of processed healthy foods that are quick and easy. You can grab and go. In terms of snacking, I often don't do that. I think snacking is one of the reasons a lot of people tend to not be able to reach their goal weight. But all that aside, if you're following a ketogenic diet and you're switching what you're going to eat, one of the benefits of following a ketogenic diet is not really having to worry about calorie counting and worrying about how much food's going in your mouth. You just need to worry about the types of foods that are going in your mouth. So, snacks in terms of grab and go, if you make them your meal, if you make them a snack, if you're following a ketogenic diet, these are the snacks that I love in 2021. First up are Cauliflower Bites. I think these are insanely good. The only bad news is Costco carried them. They were about $7 for about a 5-ounce bag, and then Costco stopped selling them. You know how Costco, they giveth and they taketh away, and it's very, very annoying because a lot of these snacks that you're going to see today are from Costco, and Costco's actually doing pretty dang good in terms of providing ketogenic options at their, warehouses. But here's the thing. Cauliflower Bites, I think they're not just good, I think they are phenomenal. They're probably my favorite ketogenic snack. Crunchy, they're salty, and they taste delicious. Yeah, cauliflower is everywhere with, the health and fitness game in the groceries. They're putting it into everything. It's pretty much, in my opinion, like the new high fructose corn syrup, which we all know high fructose corn syrup is in everything. Seems like anything that's low carb has cauliflower in it, but these Cauliflower Bites are crispy, are flavorful, and are straight up fun to eat. Here's the thing. In my opinion, they are so good that if I'm not following a ketogenic diet, I would eat them anyways. In terms of chips, they provide that crunch, that salty, that little bit of grease in the potato chips that make us feel like we're being naughty, but you're not being that naughty if you're eating these Cauliflower Bites. The only bad thing is if you're not getting them from Costco for about $7 per 5 ounces, I believe, then you're going to have to get them at the grocery store in little, like 1.5 ounce, single serving bags, and they run about $3 for a 1 ounce or something like that. And then the cheapest 7-ounce bag that I've been able to find is at $11. But again, that's practically paying double what you pay at Costco. So Costco, if you're out there, bring these back. I definitely told my local Costco to see if they could grab them, and I hope they bring them back soon. The last time they brought them back, I bought 15 bags. I spent about $100+ buying these Cauliflower Bites, and my wife said I was being ridiculous, but I wasn't because they took them away and I still got a couple of bags left. So who's being ridiculous now? The next snack we're going to talk about are coconut keto clusters. These are, again, everything on this list I think is delicious. These are phenomenal in my opinion. They're really, really good. They're sweet. They taste coconutty. They're crunchy. I would love for this company to sell these like cereal. You don't have to eat a lot of this. After dinner, if you get a little cluster, mouth just watered again. It's sweet. It's fatty. Coconut. Got some nuts in there. Tastes really good. And the texture is really, really fun. It's a little dangerous to eat fun things because when you eat a snack that is fun to eat, you tend to eat more of it. But this really hits the sweet tooth, especially after dinner, and it's really good with a cup of milk. So, Keto Clusters. It has pecans, almonds, pumpkin seeds. You guys can read the bag yourself. It's up there somewhere, wherever I'm going to put it. And that's what it looks like, what's on the bag. little clusters. It's about 160 calories. Again, if you're following a ketogenic diet, you don't really have to focus on the calories or the amount of food that's going into your body. If you're just trying to get to your optimal weight, you just have to focus on the types of food. Now, I don't care what people say out there. If you are trying to get ripped or get past your optimal body weight, you will have to focus both on what you eat and the amount of calories that you eat. But for the most part, if you're following a ketogenic diet just to lose weight and get to that optimal body weight and feel great, then you don't have to worry about the amount of food that's going in your mouth. Again, just the type of food. So these coconut keto clusters are really, really good. It is a sweet tooth craving killer. It's delicious. It knocks it out the park. Keeping on with the desserts. Now, the sea salt ice cream keto bar that you see here is also sold at Costco. The outside coating breaks on you pretty easily, but if you eat it on a plate, because you're gonna want to eat that coating that cracks off, you can save the little pieces that break off and eat that as well. Hits the ice cream craving if you got one perfectly. It's salty, sweet, and has an velvety ice cream texture. The outside chocolate coating is actually a bit better than the ice cream in terms of flavor, in my opinion. But even though the ice cream itself doesn't have as much vanilla flavor as I would like, it's perfect with the coating. I mean, it's gonna scratch that ice cream itch if you got it. My kids tear this thing up and they will eat that instead of eating other ice cream that's in the refrigerator. So that's not only approved by people following the ketogenic diet, but by a 12, a 10, and a 7-year-old who want to eat ice cream and prefer to eat that sometimes than other things. So that's pretty high praise. The next thing, going back to salty, this is in no particular order, it's just the order I got it on the list, guys, is Chicharrones, which are pork rinds. These pork rinds aren't just straight up pork rinds. They actually have chili and salt coating, and the chili salt coating makes it taste a little bit sweet. So I said we were going back to a salty snack, but this snack is pretty interesting because it does have some sweetness to it. And my kids and my wife and everybody who has tried them out that I know of thinks they are very, very good. Now you got the pork rinds that you can get at a carniceria, at a Mexican grocery, or what they do in Cuba, which the pork rinds have some meat on one side and fat on the other. You can't beat those. These are, the quote-unquote like Americanized pork rinds that I typically had growing up that you see in the groceries here in the States. In terms of those type of pork rinds, these are very, very good. Next, we have moon cheese. This is a super fun snack to eat. It's just cheese. I think it says, only 100% cheese. It says it right there. Cheddar, believe it. Like, better believe it. They're killing it over there. Anyways, they're little balls of cheddar cheese, and it's fun to eat because you pop them in your mouth. Now, again, that could be dangerous because you could pop the whole bag and not realize what's going on while you're watching a movie or you're watching some sports, but you don't really have to be too worried about it. Good thing, too, with keto snacks is when you start to eat too much keto-safe snacks, your stomach's going to start to feel full, so you're typically not going to pass that overconsumption mark. The bad thing with me is that I can eat a whole lot of food, so I have to be actively aware of how much food's going in my mouth, because then all of a sudden I feel sick and I don't know why, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, I overate. Anyways, very fun to eat. These are carnivore safe, right? And if you're doing the egg diet, they're egg diet safe because it's just cheese. I actually do something that my wife thinks is really gross. I'm going to tell you guys anyways. I'll put some whipped cream on these and eat them like if they were berries or something. I don't know why. I think it's good. You can comment down below if you think that's disgusting. My wife does, but what does she know? And what you see here is cheddar moon cheese, and this is the only one they sell at Costco. The price just dropped recently. It used to be like $10 a bag, and now it's like $5 or $6, maybe because it's so popular. But the thing is this cheddar moon cheese isn't the only flavor the company sells. They have pepper jack, Gouda, and some other flavors I can't think of right now off the top of my head, but they don't only sell cheddar cheese. Cheddar cheese is very good. I think I like a pepper jack maybe better than the cheddar, but because Costco doesn't sell the pepper jack and it's a lot more economical to buy it at Costco, I end up buying the cheddar bag because nonetheless, I think it's good. The next thing, we have some more cheese. These are cheese whisks. They're little circles like you see in the image. These are Parmesan. They also have barbecue like ranch. They have cheddar, and they have some other flavors as well. Again, Costco only sells the Parmesan, a bigger bag, better value at Costco than if you buy it at the store. But the barbecue, I think it's barbecue ranch, is very good. These guys are great to dip in cheese, like if you having Mexican night at your house, guacamole, and just utilize them as a vessel to dip into a dip and get that dip in the mouth. It gives you the crunch of a potato chip or a tortilla chip without the carbs. And I'm sure to always have them when my wife makes her guacamole because I love dipping those things in the guac. Next, we're going back to the sweets. And this is the Choco Choco, I don't know how to say this, you could read it, but it's dark chocolate with coconut and almonds and some sea salt. Now this comes in little squares that are broken up into sections of 4, and I can eat half of the square or 2 little snaps of it and be completely content. It is a dark chocolate, so it's not super sweet. The coconut gives it a little something. You get some almonds in there, and the sea salt. It is actually a very, very good source of getting that chocolate fix if you want to get it and not feeling bad about it, right? Sticking to the ketogenic diet and sticking to your macros. The next one that we're going to talk about is this. Actually, my wife found this, and it is a swerve cake. Now, the swerve cake comes in vanilla and chocolate, and they're both very, very good and very, very good with milk, in my opinion. But what you see here is the vanilla. My wife gets the vanilla swerve cake and then adds pecans to it, and you don't even need to put anything else on it. In my opinion, it's sweet enough and moist enough to eat without any frosting or anything on top. This cake, like everything else that you've seen on this list, is something my kids who don't follow keto, who are 12, 10, and 7, and even my 3-year-old, eat like crazy. So it's not stuff that I think tastes good because I'm on a ketogenic diet and I've lost my sense of sweets or flavors. This stuff is delicious because it straight up is, and it's tested through my younger kids who don't follow the ketogenic diet, and we all know kids are finicky, so if this stuff wasn't delicious, they wouldn't be eating it. This cake has to be hidden away if I want some because my kids will destroy it. The next thing we're going to be talking about is actually a Kirkland product, a Costco product, which is a nut bar. Their nut bars are like granola bar, but instead of granola, it's got different types of nuts. It's got pecans, cashew, and almonds, and then they drizzle it with chocolate and sea salt, and I actually add some more sea salt, and I think these bars are phenomenal. Again, my kids eat this. They eat it as a snack, and they thoroughly enjoy it, and I definitely do as well. In terms of ketogenic bars or paleo bars, these are by far my favorite. And finally, we have bread. Keto bread. Now, Costco has 2 keto breads. One is atrocious, and it's like, I'm Catholic. I'm going to hate to throw this out there for people that are also Catholic, but when we're getting the body of Christ at church, that's what one of these versions of the keto bread tastes like. Not the one you see here. The one you see here tastes delicious. No offense to the body of Christ, but it's not as fluffy and moist and delicious as this bread. This is Sola bread. Now this specific one is golden wheat and it has 2 net grams of carbs. They have different flavors that have, I think, like 1 or 2 more grams of carbs, but this one is delicious. In terms of bread consistency, it's exactly like bread. In terms of flavor, I think it's very, very good. It's as good as other wheat bread out there. My wife makes some cinnamon butter toast. That can scratch some sweet tooth itch if you got it. And in my opinion, as you guys may or may not already know, I am Cuban. And one of the things that I miss most about going keto is pan con café con leche, or bread with coffee and milk. And this thing is delicious with the coffee. So Cuban people will get their bread and they dip it in their milk, and then they eat the dipped breads. I guess sort of like how police officers might dunk a donut, and this bread holds up with the dunk and it tastes extra good. A product that my kids will eat without a second thought when I make it, an egg sandwich or just a ham and cheese sandwich for them, and they're only getting 4 net grams of carbs as opposed to having 15 or 25, whatever, depending on the type of bread that we use. The only bad thing about this, I'm going to be honest, is that if a normal bread size is, I don't know, about this big, that bread's about this big. So you are getting a smaller piece, and that is technically a trick that I've seen other people use when they're like, oh, here, get a lower calorie bread, but you're like practically getting a small saltine piece of cracker. That's ridiculous. These breads are thick, but they are small, but it's enough. And again, for 2 net grams of carbs, my mouth just water thinking about it. Completely worth it. So anyways, that's it. All these products you see around here are my current 2021 favorite products to eat. Unfortunately, I'm right now only sticking to the cheeses and the pork rinds because I went carnivore for the foreseeable future. But I was eating and enjoying these products last year and at the beginning of this year, and I can lose weight eating these products, but I get to my optimal weight, which now is more or less about 190. So eating all these snacks and all the ketogenic food, and eating about 25 to 3,000 calories a day, I stick at about 190, and that's what I look like at 190 in 2021. But to go to the beach, I always try to cut weight and get down to around 175 to 170, and I want to start doing that. So I'm going carnivore because for me, that has been one of the easiest ways to cut weight and actually makes me feel even better than following a ketogenic diet. But if I'm going to cheat, I'm going to cheat with one of these snacks that you see here because they are not bad for you. And if you're following a ketogenic diet and you're not worrying about, getting to a ripped weight or a more cut weight, and you like your optimal weight when you want to feel healthy, feel good, and look good, you can eat these foods without giving a second thought to what they're going to do to you. And that's it. If you guys have any keto snacks that you guys thoroughly enjoy, please share them down below because I would love to try it out. And that's it for now. This has been Rolando Rodriguez with xgains.com. Please let me know if you got any questions or comments down below. Please like, subscribe, and share this channel. If you haven't done so already, I greatly appreciate it. The website again is x-, that's the symbol, not the word, gains.com. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Peace.